Hi there, I am Renika Atkins, founder and executive director of Rise. I am also a nonprofit strategist and award-winning Black girl in tech. And I am here to share with you what happened at Carnival. So this video really came at the request of different friends and different loved ones from my social media who saw me posting like all of my pictures and all of my stories and things of that sort on Instagram and Facebook, and really wanted to know, and I asked, really wanted to know like what happened during Carnival. So it's Carnival, whatever you want to call it. It started back in like the 1800s, primarily in Trinidad and Tobago, and it kind of has spread throughout history, throughout culture, throughout different parts of the world. I've heard of it being had all the way up down from Canada, in the United States, in different cities. They have their own version of Carnival. And also South American countries also have their version of Carnival as well. It's really just a huge celebration. To me, it's a celebration of life. I'm pretty sure it's very much deeper than that and more spiritual than that. But for me, it seems like it's a huge celebration of life, celebration of being around, having abilities, celebration of family, just a real good time to really party. A lot of people that I encountered who were from Kingston, they said like they just work really hard all year long to support themselves, to support their community. So they really look forward to Carnival in order to really let their hair down, have fun, be spending like time with family and friends who come out from out of town and stuff like that. So that's kind of my take on Carnival. So I am going to give this to you from a standpoint of some do's and don'ts, and also explain my experience in what I participated in and what I did. I do have notes down here, so I'm going to be looking down, so just bear with me. But first, let's get into what to do before you go and how to prepare for Carnival. So the first thing you should do before you go, first and foremost, Carnival is much like Mardi Gras. Like, it is to be expected, especially the one in Kingston. It is highly anticipated every year. Once you decide that you're going to do it, you're probably going to want to do it every year. And to my knowledge, every year it happens the Sunday after Easter. No matter when Easter falls, Carnival will be the Sunday after Easter. And so everybody pretty much gears up for it like well in advance. I learned about it probably back in like July of last year, and I actually decided to go back in October of last year. I have a really good friend who is from Kingston, and she talked about it and posted on her social media, and she's also my stylist. But she talked about it and she posted it on her social media, and I was like, well, I've always wanted to walk or parade in one of those, and I was like, well, I'm gonna catch one in the States. And then I started kind of looking and doing my research, because I had been looking like for like 3 years now, because the one in Canada is really popular as well, and I was looking at that one too, and I was like, well, I kind of want to do one that's a little more authentic. And also, I want to also know someone who is from the place that we're going to be marching or doing whatever in. Because I feel like it just feels different, because this is a part of their life. Just like if I go to Mardi Gras, everybody pretty much goes to Mardi Gras. I love going to New Orleans, and I've actually never been to Mardi Gras. I've been to everything else in New Orleans except for Mardi Gras. But I think when I go to Mardi Gras, of course, I'm going to connect with the people that I know who lives there, who are from there. That way I can have an authentic experience of Mardi Gras and not just an experience I kind of make up on my own. So before you go, know how you're going to get there, what you're going to wear, and everything that it entails. For me, once I decided I was going to go like back in September or October, my friend was like, okay, this is what you need to do. So a lot of these tips actually come from my friend. They're not mine to be made up. First things first, get your costume. If you are going to be jumping, marching, jumping, parading, that's what they call it. They call it jumping. But if you're going to be jumping, you need to pick a band or group to be a part of. They all design their own costumes. All of their costumes have their own themes. And sometimes the themes change every year and all the things. So pick a group or band that you are going to march or jump with and pick out your costume. One thing to know is they have several different versions of the costume. So I was concerned because some of the costumes are a little bit like, girl, you gonna be showing something. And I'm a little thickums. And so, but once I got on their site, I decided to jump with Exodus. Because my friend was also jumping with Exodus and she was like, I know them, they're good, let's do it. So, okay. Once I got on their site and I started to look at the costumes, the initial costume did catch my eye. So the more racier costume caught my eye because of the colors and because of the golds and all that things. And I'm a gold girl. I love the way gold looks on my skin. It looks beautiful on my skin. And so I saw the costume and it had green and I was like emerald and oh, it was so beautiful. I probably put pictures or something in this video as I go, but it had beautiful colors and things of that sort. And I was like, oh, I love this. So I started to look through the different versions of the costume and I didn't per se want like a one piece because none of them really come in like a full one piece. There's some type of element of skin showing to it. So, but I saw my costume with the chains and I was like, the first thing I thought about was like El Dorado. Gold, just gold, the city of gold. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna look like I came from the city of gold with all these chains on. And then you can get what's called a backpack or also feathers. And they have, they have different versions of the backpack and the feathers. Some girls opt for the really big, beautiful backpacks, which are big, beautiful wings or feathers that look amazing and they're gorgeous and things of that sort. And sometimes they have a smaller version of the feathers that you can also get. I got the smaller version of the feathers. So I got the high waist bikini version and I got the chains that were all over my body and I got the small backpack. And it also came with the thigh ties as well. So you order your costume, you want to put all of your right sizes on there. Before I went, I got to looking around on YouTube and some people were like, buy a size up, buy a size down, da 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 da. If you want, you can buy a size up. I wouldn't go too far up because once it's up, it's kind of stuck. Because the way they make the costumes, they put like gems and all types of stuff on there. It's not like you can go and get material cut and it'll fit you. So if you want to go up, you can go up one size. I would not go up more than 2 sizes at all. I wouldn't go up more than 1 size. But I'm a full-figured girl, so I needed something that would definitely fit me. So I want to make sure it fits. So I put all my true sizes down, and the costume fit true to size. So once I picked my costume and I put a deposit on my costume. Depending on where you are kind of in their timeline, you can pay your costume in installments or you can pay all out. Again, it depends on where you are in the timeline. At some point, if you wait too late, one, you're going to miss out on a whole lot of good costumes because a lot of people are going and they have a limit to how many costumes they are going to create, how many costume versions they are going to create. And you don't want to get stuck with something where you're going to have to alter it or you just might as well just not wear it, you know? So make sure you just know before you go, pick it in advance. Costume, I say costume first. And so also before you go, make sure you have your passport Make sure your ID is up to date. I know it shouldn't have to be said, but I'm going to say it. Make sure your passport is not going to expire anytime soon. Make sure your ID is up to date and not going to expire anytime soon. So yeah, that's before you go. Now let's talk about how you're going to get there. So flights were expensive. They were expensive, period, because it is a time of the season and the airlines know, Also, I am flying out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. There are no direct flights from Dallas-Fort Worth. Well, I won't say there are no direct flights. There were none that I could choose from Dallas-Fort Worth straight to Kingston, Jamaica, because that's where I flew into, Kingston, Jamaica. I had to actually catch a plane here, go to Miami, and then fly the rest of the way. Now, I will say the flight itself, it was an expensive flight, but that's mostly because I did business class. I am a very nervous flyer, and meaning like everything about flying like rattles my nerves. I don't know what that's about. It's just anxiety. Am I going to get there on time? What about the line, the security? Take your shoes off. Like, it just, all of that rattles my nerves, and I know how I am. So I picked a very early flight in the morning because normally there's not that many people there. And also, on average, most of the earliest flights out of somewhere do not get canceled. So you don't have to run into anything. And even if it does get canceled, you pretty much have the rest of the day to wait for a flight to become available. So that's my number one tip on flights. So that was the next thing I paid for. So first I did my costume, then I did my flights. And I also flew business class. So that's kind of why my tickets were a little bit more expensive. I flew business class. I knew I wanted the space to like breathe and relax, and they feed you, because my flight there, it was about almost 2 or 3 hours to Miami. And then from Miami to Kingston was like an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 50 minutes, depending on how fast they were going. That might not seem like a long time, but if you factor in getting to the airport on time, waiting, the layover, the first flight there wasn't a bad layover, but it was okay. But they give you food, they give you meals. And I was like, well, I don't want to get there and be like, I need to eat. So I went on ahead and just got the business class with the meals, with the drinks, with all the things. And plus, this was my first carnival, so I really wanted the full experience of this beautiful travel. It was something about it that just felt just so amazing and beautiful. And I was like, you're going to do this. You're going to look so amazing and things of that sort. So that's why I chose business class and to kind of do it big, just a little bit. Okay. The next thing that I paid for was my hotel. So after I paid for my flight, I also then booked my hotel. Shout out to my girl who still lives there. Her advice was on point. Like her and her family do it almost every year. And she's been doing it since she was young. So like her advice was impeccable. I stayed at the AC Hotel in Kingston. It is gorgeous. Now I will say it is one of the higher priced hotels, but listen, like it's higher priced for a very, very good reason. It is an amazingly beautiful property. It also looks like it doubles like as a convention center and stuff where they have things of that sort. The property itself is beautiful. The service, oh my God. Listen, when I came into Kingston, it felt like everybody wanted me there. Everybody wanted me to have a great time. There was not anyone who was like, I'm sick of this every year. Tourists always come. Everybody there was like looking forward to all the different people coming from all over the world. And they would be like, where are you coming from? And I'm coming from Texas. They say, Texas. And I was like, yes. And so I'm telling you, I had a wonderful experience with almost everyone that I came into contact with. Everyone. I almost said almost, but no, everyone that I came in contact with, I had a wonderful experience with, especially at the hotel. Shout out to my girl, Janelle. I love you, Janelle. Honestly, what I've learned about Jamaican people is that you get what you give. So I'm generally a very bubbly, sweet personality, and I know for a fact that you get more, you get more flies, with sugar than poop, So I tend to kind of be a little bit more courteous, especially when people are servicing me, because this is their job, this is their livelihood. They decided to take this on, and I am a visitor in their house, okay? So when I checked in, my girl Janelle was amazing. She was like, "What are you in town for?" Everybody asks it like they don't already know. But it was like, she was like, "What are you in town for?" I was like, "We're in town for Carnival." She said, "For Carnival? Is this your first time?" Everybody was like, "Is this your first time?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." And it was like, "Oh, you're gonna have an amazing time. Enjoy yourself." Everybody kept saying, "Enjoy yourself." And I felt like they really genuinely meant it. So that was my experience with the hotel, AC Hotel. Some other beautiful hotels that we kind of saw were Spanish Court. The courtyard didn't look too bad. They have another hotel, but I really think it's kind of like a condominium. But I feel like somebody told me it was a hotel. It's called the ROK. That's kind of like more in Old Kingston, but it's by the water. So if you want to be like closer to the beach and stuff like that, the ROK, and I forgot what it stands for. Their hotel lobby was beautiful. I didn't see the rooms. Their hotel lobby was beautiful. So Spanish Court, our headquarters for everything for the carnival was Pegasus, the Pegasus Hotel. Their lobby looked beautiful too. I don't think too many people stayed there. I think a lot of people stayed there because it was the headquarters. But I think it was more people at the AC Hotel and Spanish Court Hotel. Okay. And so talking about getting around, I have taxi and walking. They drive on the left side of the road. And even though you might can figure it out, they still kind of drive like they want to drive. I don't know. They just kind of do what they kind of want to do. They do have like stop signs, stop lights, signs and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, could they kind of just drive the way they want to drive? It's not bad driving, and the roads are a little rough, but they kind of drive the way they want to drive. So I would suggest you get with a good taxi company. And shoot, I didn't bring it. Our taxi company that we used was Juta, Juta. It's either Juta or Juxta. I can't remember. Shout out to Chris. So what I did was, before we went, I looked up a taxi service that I could call that would be on site once we landed. Because I didn't know the situation coming out of the airport. There were taxis available. There were plenty of taxis available. And the airport staff will actually, well, I won't say staff. The airport have taxi people in there who will call you a taxi to pick you up. And they're so nice. They're so nice. But I wanted to make sure we had transportation waiting when we got there. Our flight was delayed, so our transportation kind of like circled the airport a little bit and then came back. But it wasn't that bad. It wasn't hard coming through customs and stuff like that. I did not check a bag. Okay? I didn't check a bag. So I don't know that experience. I didn't check a bag because I'm always scared of my luggage getting lost. And also, I know checking a bag usually takes the longest coming out of the airport. And so I was like, I'm not going to check a bag. I had a nice, cute little carry-on and like a shoulder bag carry-on that could go under the seat in front of me. It was a little bit big. Was two carry-ons, but it could really go under the seat in front of me. But what I ended up doing was putting it in the bin above me. So we came right on out the airport. And the taxi cab showed up, so we got in the taxi, and that's kind of how I got connected to the taxi. And so then we asked the taxi driver, like, can we continuously call y'all if we need you? And he was like, yeah, he gave us a card. And so drove us to the hotel. It was fun. Let me tell you, driving through from the airport to the hotel, you kind of drive through like what they consider old Kingston, like their old downtown and kind of the newer parts. You pass by the water. So, and then you see when you come off and come out of there, I'm going to start crying. I want to start crying. When you come off and you come out of the airport and you see the mountains, oh my God. And you're driving and you're just looking around, all the luscious green and the people and the buildings and the homes and the water and the mountains. It's like, wow. And so we drove into the hotel. Again, when I checked in, beautiful. I talked about that already. Now my taxi driver, loved my taxi driver. Very reliable company. The guy who gave me the card wasn't the guy who was kind of, I don't know if he was like a supervisor or a manager, Chris. He was very sweet. He was like, call me anytime, WhatsApp me anytime, message me anytime. I'm gonna take care of y'all. I'm gonna pick you up. And he was true. And if he couldn't pick us up, he would send another driver to pick us up. Really and truthfully, he needs to look into creating an app, because he would send us the driver. He'll send us their name, a picture of their car, like all the information. And he'd be like, let me know when they get there. And so I was like, you might as well look into getting the app, because it was pretty effective. And so taxis were very good, decently priced, but again, I don't know, we were paying anywhere from $10 to, I think our most expensive ride was $45 for the taxis to go from here to there. And they would take you anywhere on the island. I mean, not on the island, anywhere in the city, really. And they'll and they also ran pretty much all night. So yeah, we'll get to parties in a minute. But yeah, that was the taxi. Now let's get into what to wear. I had the fortunate honor of being styled by my friend Abby. But honestly, even if she wouldn't have styled me, her advice on what to wear and what to bring was spot on. So Jamaica is hot, it's tropical, it's humid. It can rain, the sun can shine real hard or not, and it's hot. So like for me, I told her, I want to be styled, but I sweat. So I need to put on stuff that if I start sweating, I'm not going to look like nasty, like wet, And I also said, like, I don't want to have to wear shapewear and stuff like that because it's hot. And so she styled me. Again, I hope I can put some pictures of it in. But very flowy, very breathable material. Shorts. I would not wear jeans. You can wear jeans if you're a jean person. I would not wear jeans because, again, it's hot, it's humid, you're going to be sticky at some point. It's not like, now I will say it's not like New Orleans. It's a little bit better than New Orleans. It's a little bit better than New Orleans. But, again, flowy, breathable fabric, beautiful colors, nice flowy, nice fitting pants and stuff like that, crop tops, shorts. You can wear wedges, you can wear flip-flops, sandals. I'm gonna say wear some comfortable shoes. They have comfortable flip-flops, they have comfortable sandals. Bring tennis shoes. You're gonna do a lot of walking. Even with the taxi, we still did a lot of walking because they walk a lot. And I mean, it's just walk. Shoot, it's better than doing the taxi. So you're going to do a lot of walking. Bring stuff that support like your ankles and stuff like that. Let's see, what else? I think that's good. I would not bring heels. Unless you're just going to be like taking beautiful pictures, I would bring heels. But honestly, your feet are going to be hurting. if you bring heels. You can bring like the nice, thick, comfortable wedges. Yes. But even then, I didn't even wear my wedges. Like, I put them on to take pictures and then I took them off. So yeah, that is what you can bring. Sandals and tennis shoes and all those types of things. And flowy and breathable clothes. So that's what to wear. Okay. Now, let's get into the parties. Listen. They don't sleep. They don't sleep and they don't start early, okay? The party can say, oh, it's from 3 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night. They're not starting at 3 o'clock, okay? That must be the time that they gonna start, the people who putting the party on, that's the time that they gonna start putting their clothes on, okay? Because that ain't the time that the party gonna start, okay? But I went to two major parties while I was there. They have parties from, I think, like, I want to say Sunday to Sunday. No, Sunday to Monday or Monday to Monday. I got there on a Thursday. But they have parties like all day, all night long. The party does not stop. So parties. I went to Duckwork. And it's something, to me, it seemed more like a festival kind of feel where you're kind of like in a big field and you're with friends and you bring your own drinks and alcohol and things of that sort. And you kind of stand out there. Nobody was sitting down. You don't sit down because they have tables that are like cocktail tables that you stand at. But you do not sit down. You don't sit down. So that's why I said probably don't wear heels and stuff like that. I wear sandals. And because it's like a big field, it's dirt. And so my feet were like covered. Like I've been kicking up dirt. But it was a lot of fun dancing. Sometimes they bring artists out to like sing and the music. Their music is like soca and stuff like that. So it is fun. It is high energy. You can bring your own drinks. They did have some vendors out there, like doing food, doing Red Bull, like doing mixers and stuff like that. I didn't really walk around. Right now, thinking back, I wish I would have walked around a little bit to see what was all out there. But like, if you walk around, you lose your little standing spot. And so, yeah. But Duckwork was a lot of fun. Got to meet a lot of local people. Got to meet a lot of local important people. I know like Sean Paul came into the party at one point. And we was just all out there just dancing and laughing and talking and meeting and hugging and meeting everybody. And my friend had introduced me to like her family and stuff. So I was meeting everybody and all the good stuff. It was a lot of fun. We were there from like 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock in the morning. So we were standing till 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock in the morning. Still a lot of fun. And then after that was Friday. After that, we had Bacchanal, which is also Juve. So it is a fun party. I ended up going with someone. But it was a fun party where it's more of the same. It's more of a festival. However, it's different. So there's kind of like two experiences. There's a VIP experience and a general admission experience. Both experiences are beautiful. VIP, of course, comes with like a backpack and stuff for the party. So Juve or Bacchanal is a party where they throw paint. Not just the paint powder, but actual paint. To that party, you don't wear like anything that you want to keep. And you put your hair up, you basically cover yourself very well and don't wear nothing that you want to keep. It was a lot of women in there in swimsuits and like two-piece, like real uncovered because you're going to get paint on you. And like men were like in just regular t-shirts and shorts. Like nobody, and I mean nobody is fancy at that party. Hairs are tied up in bandanas, shower caps, bonnets. It's like I had a shower cap, so I took my hair and I put it back like this and put it in a bun, and I put a shower cap over it, and then I took my hair scarf, my black head scarf, and I tied it on there real good, because the paint will get in your hair and it will stay in your hair until you wash it. And I wasn't gonna wash it because I needed my hairstyle to last while I was there. And so, but it is a lot. Oh God, it's so much fun. I can't even put into like words, like the feeling of being there. And it's very much like group fun. Like they're throwing paint, everybody, and they're not like just throwing paint like this on you, which you can. What they do is at a certain time at night, they get paint bottles, like bottles of paint. They look like lotion bottles, with the top, and it's paint. And they had like blue, green, yellow, orange, and pink. And they like do it like this. Can you see how I'm doing it? They do it like that, but up in the air. And it kind of just splatters on everyone. But imagine like everybody in the crowd doing that. And so it's just kind of spreading, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. And so the two experiences, I did the VIP experience. So a lot of the parties and stuff that I went to, you can buy tickets in advance online, but you make sure you have your barcode. You have to have a barcode for the parties. You can't just have like a receipt, email, or whatever. You have to have a barcode saying that you bought it and a receipt. You can buy them online before you get there. Or what I found out was that some of like the stores and places, the mall and stuff like that, they sell the tickets on site. You can buy tickets on site. So when we went to the mall and we went to the store, they had the tickets. So we bought the tickets then. And to me, the price was about the same. I don't know. But the tickets, we got VIP, and it came with food, a backpack, and you got to stand closer to the stage. Excuse me. You got to stand closer to the stage. So when we came into Juve, we got a backpack, and in the backpack, I was so glad that they gave us a backpack, because you got a backpack to put your stuff in, but also they gave us the coverings for your cell phone, like the little pouch that you can kind of zip lock it into, and it goes around your neck. They gave us those. I completely forgot mine back home. And I don't know what I was going to do with my phone. Like, I was like, well, I guess I'll put it in my shirt or something and pray don't no paint get on it. But when they did that, I was like, oh God, thank you. It's like they thought of everything, really and truthfully. They were well prepared. We got a whistle, we got a bandana, we got a cup. I should have brought this stuff in here so y'all can see it. We got a cup that you can use to put water in. We got free alcohol, free food. All that you can eat, all that you can drink. And listen, they make their drinks real strong. Don't you worry about it being, you're going to pray that your drink is watered down, which is not going to be. The drinks are strong. When I say strong, I was drinking white rum, okay? They gave me white rum and a splash of orange juice, okay? Okay, and the cups are like this big. They're not like the little bitty cups where you just, no, they were like this big, okay? They were not playing with you. Get out of their face, drink this drink, go have fun. So that was Bacchanal. So those were the only two parties that we went to. The other nights they had plenty of parties. Plenty. And they were decently priced. Oh, I was gonna say conversion rate. So a lot of the vendors and stuff like that, and places that you buy stuff, they take American dollars. Some of them don't, but that's fine, because if you don't do the American dollars, then you could just do your card, like your credit, your debit card, and it'll convert easily. So yeah. And also they had a lot of ATMs where you can pull out American dollars and Jamaican dollars. So it was fine. The conversion rate. So the conversion rate changes even throughout the day. It kind of changes. It changes. But it's not a bad conversion rate. So for example, so they'll be like 3,000 Jamaican dollars. It's like 19 US dollars, you know, but it can change. It changes. So just be aware. You can get Jamaican dollars if you need to. Again, most of the places take both, but honestly, we paid a lot of things with American dollars and I never did get Jamaican dollars, like had to go and pull out Jamaican dollars. So the whole time I was there. So that was great. Okay, now let's get into the part about like the costume and the jumping or marching with the band. So for my costume, I chose to do Art Deco. Again, I explained I had a different version of Art Deco. They had some beautiful versions of Art Deco. When you do your costume, they will give you a day that you have to pick up your costume. And then they'll also tell you, like, you can pick it up anytime after that day up until a certain point. My day to pick up my costume was Tuesday. I wasn't coming in until Thursday. I emailed them, even though I didn't have to. I emailed them and said, hey, I'm not coming until Thursday. Is that okay? They said, absolutely sure. The reason why they do that is because after a certain point, like around Saturday, they start to resell unclaimed costumes. So yeah, if you like get your costume and you don't like it, or if you did not get a costume, there's a chance that you could still get a costume on resale day. But when we got in, went to the hotel, put our stuff down, got settled, and then picked up our costumes. Costumes were gorgeous. Now my costume packet came with a lot of amenities from the band or the group. I paid for the costume, but I also paid for food the day of jumping, and also like the cups and all the things that come with it. They gave us a nice, cute little baggie that had Tums, snacks, drinks, our wristbands that we needed was in there as well. So the costumes and stuff came with a lot of amenities. So we picked up our costumes. The line to pick up costumes was long, but it moved fast. And you have to have your receipt, again, barcode, all the things to pick up your costume and an ID. And that was the day that we came in. Now, jumping forward to the jump. So we paid for the makeup and photo shoot package that comes with the experience of the costume and things of that sort. Listen, if it's your first time going, get the makeup in the photo shoot package. Get the makeup, get all the things that your budget will allow you to get. There was even more that was available that I didn't get because of my budget. But get all the things that your budget will allow you to get because it's a part of the experience and it will make your experience that much better. So we got up early in the morning. Our makeup appointment was at 10 o'clock. We left the hotel about 9 o'clock. The hotel we were at was not too far from the Pegasus Hotel, which was the headquarters for everything, for our camp. And so we went there, checked in. We checked in our backpacks, our wings, because they will hold your backpack or your wings for you while you get your makeup done. They also were doing hair too. They had a hair thing too. But while you get your makeup done, they will hold your backpack and things for you. And while you get dressed. So there's like the element of your costume that you wear and then your backpack. You can go get dressed in the costume that you wear. My costume was extremely stringy, and I think they do the strings because, it's easy to adjust stringy stuff to, fit in certain places and stuff like that. I personally didn't like the strings because it dug into my skin. Like, it was tight. Like, I still have kind of like soreness from where my swimsuit was tied in certain places. But anyways, makeup. My makeup was gorgeous. So I came in and I kind of walked around the makeup room. It's like a whole bunch of people just lined up, whole bunch of makeup artists lined up and assistants lined up all over the room. It's chaotic, it's crazy, yeah. But you can sit in a chair to get your makeup done, and then they have another chair that you can sit in. You can pull up another chair or stand to wait on that makeup person to be next. So it was crazy. Almost all chairs were taken. All the chairs were taken, and had somebody to sit next to them. And I was just kind of walking around. My friend, she had found one that she wanted to grab. She sat down and grabbed it. And then I kind of just walked around. I was like, why don't I just walk around and see? Because the good part is you can look at whose makeup they're doing at the moment. And you can see like, oh, I kind of want my face like that. So I found one girl. She was literally like in the corner. Like nobody kind of knew she was there. In the corner, ducked off by the DJ. And I walked over there, and a girl was getting hers done, and a chair, but a seat was available. And I said, "Is anybody sitting here?" And she was like, "No, you can sit there. I'll do you next." And I was like, "Yay!" And so I waited. It was about an hour wait. It was, because that's how long it kind of takes for everybody to get their makeup done. But it was about an hour wait. So I waited and sat there, and it was so much fun. Now throughout the room, the people do come around with drinks. They will come and bring you drinks. Excuse me, my God. They will come around and bring you drinks. They will give you shots. You can order drinks. They had so many like drink sponsors. So like people with Red Stripe was there and stuff. So like it's not like you just sitting there like And then they have a DJ who's playing soca music, playing music that you've heard the whole time. So you know the words by now. I think they had food too. But not like heavy food, like snacks and stuff like that. But that's the makeup room. Beautiful. Everybody's in there. It's like a vibe. It's like a feeling. It's buzzing because everybody's in there getting the most dramatic makeup look that you've ever seen. It's like everybody's in there transforming, and it was so much fun. I remember I sat down in the girl's chair, in my makeup artist's chair, and I didn't get her name, her Instagram, or nothing. She was so amazing. I sat down in her chair, and she was doing my makeup, and she was like, "I can tell that you're excited," because I was just like trying to fight back, smiling, because I was like, "Oh my God, we're here," and I kept saying like, "Oh my God, this makeup is about to be beautiful. Oh my God, I'm about to be shining. My makeup is about to be so good." And let me tell y'all, she asked me, she was like, what's your costume? And I told her, I got Art Deco. It's green and blue and gold. And she said, "Oh, okay. Do you want to be more gold or do you want to be more green?" I said, "I want to be more gold." She said, "Okay." And so then the assistant had prepped my face while I was sitting there. And so then she started, doing, my base, doing my foundation and stuff. And she started my eye makeup, and she was like, "I'm going to just go with it." And when a makeup artist says something like that, it could be good or bad. But in my experience, it has always been good. So she leaned in and she was like, "I need rhinestones." So she had like a little case of like individual rhinestones, and she was like, "Close your eyes," and I could just feel her just doing the rhinestones, just doing it. And she was gluing it to me, to my skin, and then she, did the eyeshadow and stuff like that. And then I had the appliques on my cheeks. And she was like, "Oh," she did one eye, and she stepped back, and she was like, "You're about to be so beautiful." And I was like, "Oh, this is about to be good." This is about to look good. When you got a makeup artist and they doing your face and they step back, it's like, "Oh, ooh, I did that." Oh, it's about to be good. And so she stepped back and she did it, and she put it on my face, and then she sprayed a bunch of holding spray. So they have a lot of setting spray, and they have like a holding spray that literally like holds it. And Oh my God, y'all. I look so beautiful. I look so beautiful. I look like a little goddess. Oh my God. And so, I was just happy off of the makeup, period. And so then you get your costume and you go over into another room, the changing room. And in the changing room, they have people who assist you with your costume. So people are helping you put on your costume, tie it. Now, not everybody in that room knows how to tie or put on all of the costumes. So I'm going to just warn you. You might want to find someone. If you see somebody else getting their costume done by somebody, you might want to go with that person. Because there was issues where they couldn't figure out what hole did the string go in, and it was just not a good thing. Okay, it was hard. And then some of the costumes, like the way you had to put them on, it was not easy. Like my costume, even though it was a bikini, the bra and the bottom, they laced inside of each other. Who knows? Who knew that? So, but you get dressed and it's just all like red carpet treatment. I felt like a celebrity. Like I was going to the Grammys and they needed to fit me into my dress, and they tie everything and all the things and stuff. Just so wonderful. Just so wonderful. I bought my own stockings because you buy your own stockings. And I got those from Carnivalista. I also had a thigh bag, but I ended up wearing it on my waist and my thigh. I got that from Carnivalista as well. My tennis shoes. Again, my friend Abby told me to buy tennis shoes, sparkly tennis shoes. Not nice ones. Just some cheap, sparkly tennis shoes from off of Amazon. And then, this is one tip that I did myself. I'm proud of it. I put insoles, like a really good insole, into your tennis shoe. Because remember, you're going to walk a lot. Put some insoles into your tennis shoe. Okay? So I did that. And then I got dressed. And once I got dressed, I looked so good. Oh, I looked so good. And then we went and got our wings. Because you checked your wings in. I went and got my wings and put them on. And then we went outside in the back of the hotel for a photo shoot. Now, this part could have been a lot more organized because you just kind of go out there and wait for a photographer to be available. Some of the photographers were really good. Some of them, you can tell that like they was shooting for their friends, which is okay. But they would take more time with certain people than other people, which is fine. Just give me what I need and I'm going to leave, okay? But I got beautiful shots in my costume. And I think they told me in about 2 weeks I'll get it. But I got beautiful shots in my costume. And you can do they will pose you. They will pose you. They will take your pictures among different backgrounds and sceneries. But you can also pose yourself and tell them, I want to do this and I want to do that. And they will do that. And so we left from there and then we hit the road march. So we hit the road march at the starting point. The starting point was also where lunch was. So they had 2 road marches. They had a very early one, like 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock one. And then they had like a 12 to like 4 one. We hit the 12 to 4 one. We hit the road march. Met back up with our friends. It was so great seeing everybody so dressed up and so dramatic and beautiful with their feathers. Because, that's the other thing. We didn't all have the same costume. You don't have to have the same costume to march with your people. Some families do all get the same costume. You don't have to. So we met up for road march, grabbed something to eat. We were so lost and kind of trying to figure out how things were going. So we kind of like barely missed the cutoff for food, barely. And so I didn't really get to eat a whole lot. It was rice and peas and chicken. I ate just a little bit. And honestly, after getting your makeup done, getting into that costume, walking around with those wings, you don't really want heavy food on your stomach. Now I do get it. They want you to eat because you're going to do a lot of drinking. But I was like, I'm not about to eat all of this food because it's a lot of food. I was like, I'm not about to eat all of this food because I'm about to be walking a whole lot. And I don't want to feel heavy and sluggish. And so After that, we lined up to get on the road. Then you get on, they line up, and then everybody leave the area and get on the road. And then you start walking, you start marching or jumping. And they have the big trucks where people are on them. You can go on and off of the truck. They have drinks on the truck. They have, some of the trucks are food trucks where you literally, like, they walk up, they drive with everybody who's walking, and you can go up to them and get something to drink. You can go up to them and get something to eat. The truck is still moving. It does not stop. So, yeah. And you march, and they play, and they play music. Oh, the trucks are playing music, baby. The music is going. And you just marching, and you just like, yeah. And you dirty whining and all the things, and you having fun. You dancing, and you're laughing, and your wings of poking people in the eye. Listen, when I do it all again, I'm not going to do the wings. If you do it, the first time you do it, do the wings because you want the full experience. After that, I wouldn't do the rings no more. I'm not doing the wings no more. I'm just going to do like the cute outfit. I'm not going to do the wings. And maybe a headdress. But having fun, walking, laughing, you meeting other people in costumes. You're seeing people with your same costume, taking pictures. You are seeing the people who live there, they line up against the road, like across the road, and watch you go by and cheer you on. And yes, and you're so beautiful. Oh my God. I can't tell you how many people told me, like, you are so beautiful. Oh my God, look at you. You're so beautiful. Everything. Woo! It is like, if you need to be reaffirmed in who you are, go to Kingston. Go to Carnival in Kingston, because they will reaffirm who you are. But let me tell you, we did not walk the whole time. So the way the road march went, it started, and then maybe like 2/3 of the way, it stops at certain point. It has stop points so people can stop, refresh, cool down, chill, dance, whatever. And then it starts back up. They start back walking. Our hotel was a stopping point. And when we got to the hotel, we was kind of like, let's just come on into the hotel. Like, we could keep walking, but then if we would have kept walking, we would have needed to like catch a cab back or catch a ride back or walk back. And so we were like, why do that? You could just come to the hotel and stop at the hotel. So we stopped at the hotel. That was the road march. We had so much fun. I will say it is a trip for a group. If you have like a very good group that you can go with a group, or if you know people there, go. But also, to be completely honest with you, you can also do it yourself. Because of all of the activities, and because it is something that draws in tourists from everywhere, it's kind of safe. Like, it was no time that I felt like something bad was going to happen to me, because everybody there was from Kingston or from somewhere else. And it wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it. You know how you go to certain countries, and even though it's a festival and it's people from different places, the people there kind of know you're not from there, and so they try to take advantage of you, or you feel like they know you're not from there. In Jamaica and Kingston, even when they knew we weren't from there, I didn't feel like they were going to treat us any differently. Like, everybody we met, like, no lie, even people we just met in the line at the KFC, everybody we met was like, oh, you're not from here. Are you here for Carnival? And we like, yeah, we're here for Carnival. And they're like, oh my God, is this your first time? You're going to have an amazing time. Have a great time. Enjoy yourself. Like, it was very genuine. It wasn't like, oh, you're not from here, huh? Oh, okay, I got a dog I want to sell you. They weren't trying to like scam us or nothing like that. And also, going by yourself, like, a lot of the things are like festivals. And everybody there, I've never felt like and I'm a woman, so any of the men or other women were being malicious. Nobody was like, it didn't feel like I was being preyed on or anything like that. And not to say that I would feel that way, but you know, just, you know how sometimes as a female you go somewhere by yourself and you don't look like you're from there or whatever, and you can kind of see the eyes on you. It wasn't like that. Everybody was just there to have a good ass time. And that is what we did. Okay? So I would say go to Kingston Carnival. You can go to any carnival. I say go to Kingston Carnival because it was like the most wholesome experience. So we also did a tour. So the great thing about our taxi company is that they also did tours. We got to do a private tour of Kingston. We literally rode around the entire Kingston, went into neighborhoods, ate from the people's trees from their yards, y'all. We ate from trees. We got coconuts and the green coconut, and drank fresh coconuts, and nothing about it was gimmicky. You know, it was very authentic. Like the guy who sells coconuts, he sells coconuts whether there's carnival in town or not. You know, the guy who was selling souvenirs, he sells souvenirs and stuff whether it's a festival or not. He's always there. A lot of entrepreneurship. Our tour guide was real big on telling us like Jamaica is like 90% of their people are like entrepreneurs. Even if they have a job, they have another business that they always trying to start a business. They're always trying to make money. It's thriving out there. They kind of they feel very able to make their own money, see a need and fulfill a need. Whether they fail or not, they still try and they still do it. He said 90%. He just kept saying 90%. Okay. They're real big on their sports. Sports is like a big thing. Pretty much every sport out there is a big thing. We went all over. We went to the communities. We also then went and saw like Trenchtown and some of the places where Bob Marley kind of went on. And then we got history about like the black billionaires and the black wealth builders in the country and in that city. We heard about the Maroons, who rebelled and who live out in the country, up in the mountains. It was a beautiful tour. If you're going to do it, go on a tour. They have other tours, like more commercial tours where you can get a tour of like Bob Marley's house and stuff like that. Our tour was more private. We did get to go to kind of those places and stuff. But a couple of times we were like, no, we don't want to get out and walk that, you know. But, I mean, we got a genuine Kingston tour, and I love it. I would do it over and over again. Honestly, I loved it a whole lot. So, in summation, I know I did a lot of talking. I did a lot of explaining, and that was a lot of information. In summation, Kingston Carnival is amazing, okay? Plan before you go. Get all the things that you need before you go. I say take a carry-on. Take early flights because a lot of flights get moved and canceled and stuff. Live somewhere in a nice hotel. Because you do a lot of walking, you do a lot of partying, you want somewhere nice where you can sleep well. Because you won't do a lot of sleeping. So you want to be very comfortable. Wear comfortable shoes. Wear comfortable clothes. Don't be too worried about impressing anybody, because everybody's impressed that you're just there. They just happy to have you there. And also, you know, go every year if you want to. I'm going to go as many times as I can. So that is my recap and my summation of Kingston Carnival. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you go, and yeah, have a great day.